All right, Walking Dead, Season 3, Episode 13, Arrow on the Doorpost. So Rick is kind of figured out himself from the episode before, and he's kind of back to his leadership role. So they have a little bit of a interjection with Governor, see if they can come to a peace treaty. Of course, the Governor doesn't want that. Can't we all just get along? But I guess we can't, because human beings were so guilty of wanting to go to war and wanting world domination or whatever it is, wanting territory and land, or it's about ego and it's about whatever, Hatfields and McCoys, whatever you want to call it. Through the history of time, we basically, as human beings, even though we have all kinds of other things out there that we can fight against, we fight against ourselves for all these things I talked about before. And this is what's happening in The Walking Dead. It's basically about the Governor, this man who is an underachiever in so many ways, lost his wife, and basically in the real world, and as soon as the zombies come up, he kind of found his leadership skills, and through that he's mad for power. And it's almost like Rick is kind of figuring out what he needs to do as a leader, like what he needs to do for his people. And it's gonna, there's 3 episodes left, and it's gonna be a mano exchange between the war. We saw it coming from episode 1 of season 3, but finally we're gonna get to it, and it's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen. So this is what's going on. Like, it's basically another one of those episodes where basically two people are talking, not much zombie killing, and of course it's almost like a cliche where when you have these kind of exchanges, like it's when the two generals are speaking for a peace treaty, it's the soldiers who are talking amongst themselves, who are against each other, who will be fighting against each other, realize they have a lot of common themselves. And that's kind of the human cliche of humanity, where we go to war and we're fighting against Russia, we're fighting against the Nazis, or whatever, even the Nazis, where these kind of soldiers are just kind of like there because that's what their leaders are telling them to do, and they're really fighting for their country, but really we're just all the same people. It's just all these egos that get involved into the war. But at the same time, Rick's trying to figure out what are the angles of not to have war. And really, because when you have a madman like the Governor, a la Hitler, you kind of have to go to war, and people are on his side, whatever has to do, the casualties will happen. And that's what's kind of going on in The Walking Dead, where we're gonna have this war, and it's gonna be a necessity, and that's what we've been leading up to in the last 13 episodes. I don't know, could have been 13 episodes. It didn't have to be 16 for season 3, but these kind of 2 filler episodes back to back didn't, and Brick's going crazy for a couple episodes. Kind of good. It could have been squeezed into instead of 6 episodes, could have squeezed into 3 episodes. But whatever, it's all fun. Walking Dead is a fun show to watch, and it's got some depth to it. Back-to-back really solid episodes, and then the fanboys are going to get what they want. They're going to get a lot of blood spatter, a lot of zombie killing, a lot of human killing too. So these episodes are for the people like myself who like these kind of like intellectual exchanges about humanity, using it's kind of like an allegory of what we are as mankind, and then people later on will be able to get what they want, the blood killing and spatter. That's my review.